You know, I originally clicked on The Nightmare because I thought it was going to be another generic shout-out horror film, but I ended up kind of liking it. No, seriously. No, for real, I'm being serious. Cue intro. Come on, let's go. Why isn't it working? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, hi. For some reason it's not going to the intro. I don't know. Usually I say like a snidey thing and then it cuts to the intro, but it's just not working. I don't know what's wrong with this fucking thing. Alright, the movie was crap. I actually did enjoy this film documentary thing, but it wouldn't be a Creepskates review if I didn't poke some fun at it. So don't worry, I'll be plenty cynical. I mean, admittedly, I've enjoyed films that are overtly bad. I'm okay with films being terrible as long as they know that they're terrible. But overwhelmingly the films that I hate, which are the ones that I've been reviewing on this channel, are the ones that trick you into thinking they're good to rob you of $15 or whatever it costs to see a movie. Firstly, I'll say that I liked this movie probably mostly because it actually unnerved me. Not a lot of horror films do that. In fact, barely any. It wasn't particularly clever, but it was scary at times. I've been known to laugh during the scary parts of films, and this time I wasn't laughing. The Nightmare is a film of sorts about the sleep disorder, sleep paralysis, and the night terrors that people experience during episodes of sleep paralysis.
And then that is when the shadow man would come toward me.
The film amounts to a bunch of interviews with people who get sleep paralysis stitched together, basically. I probably found this film scary because I myself have suffered from sleep paralysis and I used to sleepwalk all the time. But most of all, this scared me because I shared to a T one of the interviewees' experiences. Like, this one guy was talking about a black silhouette of a guy with a hat on walking into his room, sometimes followed by two other shadowy guys. I've never heard anyone talk about this before, but I used to see that same thing when I was a kid. Like, seriously, the guy with the hat and like two other people without hats behind him. Yeah. Literally, someone was talking about that in the documentary and it was represented in this reenactment exactly as I remember it. I'm one of those people who actually likes being scared to a certain extent. So the fact that it unnerved me was huge props to this film. But a movie's quality can't be judged by the fact that I pissed the bed while watching it. So instead I'll lament my soiled sheets and make light of this film until I feel better. To be honest, I admired what the filmmakers were doing to a certain extent with this film, because they were definitely self-aware and purposeful in executing this film. But it seemed to me it was a bit of an excuse to stitch a bunch of jump scares together. It rested on a format of reenacting scary dreams of people experiencing sleep paralysis. Which is another reason why it probably unnerved me, because instead of having 6 shitty jump scares in the film, it had a fuck ton. Like, my nerves were just shot after the film. Yeah. The atmosphere maintained itself throughout without feeling stretched like a horror movie would if it just kept throwing scares at you one after the other until the end. I reckon the filmmakers of this knew what they'd stumbled upon, and I don't know, like I said, I admire them for it. But still, at the end of the day, it was just 40 jump scares stitched together. Though if this is a documentary film about sleep paralysis, then we can't judge it by elements that usually make up films. But if we do analyze it as a documentary, it kind of falls on its face a little bit. Though I liked it, it felt like mutton dressed as lamb. It basically amounted to a few interviews and then a few reenactments that didn't look like much went into them in terms of effort. There was little trajectory or direction to the film as a whole, though it didn't have to have an act structure or any real characterization because it was a documentary and not a film. It just puddled along relying on the reenactments to create any tension needed. But the tension didn't build in a way that the best documentaries do. It just kind of fizzled away steadily, I guess, relying on the cheap thrills of showing scurry scenes to keep people watching it. While the camera angles in The Nightmare were kind of unnecessarily artsy and showy. Like, the interviews weren't just taken from a chair in a room. Every person had parts of the interview shot in 10 different places in their house. They were standing up one minute, sitting down the next, in all these weird places. They were shot from the front and from the side. One guy even got interviewed in his house, and then the rest of the interview takes place over Skype. He started his story without a beard, and then had a beard suddenly halfway through it. There's like a few parts where the camera is literally filming from another room. Well, the interview has started, and the camera operator is just walking into the room at that point.
So when was the first time you realised you had sleep paralysis?
There's a chair right here. Why don't you come and interview me in the room? That would make sense, wouldn't it? What are you standing out there for? Can you even see me? The fuck is this? So, as a documentary, it didn't really make any substantive claims about what sleep paralysis is in, like, neurobiological terms, or really anything else useful or illuminating except for, look, sleep paralysis is scary, which seemed the underlying point of it all, really. And again, it's self-aware, I think, and did it on purpose to get an effect I think it achieved. But it doesn't mean that it's a perfect film because of that. They didn't use the film to assert anything, really. They just left it up to the interviewees to say whatever they wanted, which meant there was a bunch of conflicting ideas in the documentary. Some people said they're Christians because they think it was demons that were visiting them during sleep paralysis. Some people thought it was like aliens or interdimensional travel, or they were dying or talking to spirits of dead loved ones, or that their souls were coming out of them, or they were astral traveling, or it was just a bad dream. No professionals were interviewed to kind of mediate all the loose opinions and tie them together, and any of the interviewees that were talking about anything about what's going on in the brain during sleep paralysis were just giving their limited personal knowledge or outright unfounded opinions. Like, someone would say something entirely unscientific and made up, and it would just cut to medical stock footage of synapses firing in the brain. Or like some kind of vaguely scientific-looking imagery depicting what was actually a whack pseudoscientific explanation of sleep paralysis.
If I want to continue to breathe, I have to actively override whatever else is going on.
Then they'd tell their stories, and the cameras would, like, change angles mid-sentence and go all over the place. Yeah, so one night, I was just, like, sleeping in bed with my girlfriend and shit, and, like, I just stopped moving. Like, the cerebrum of my cortex just leveled out and just, like, shut off, and I just, like, stopped moving. And it was like, I didn't know what was going on.
Can we change angles now?
I mean, I guess. I was in the middle of a sentence, though. Like, what?
No, we'll change angles now.
Do you want me to, like, lay down? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to, like...
do that.
Alright. Then they'd go into this cutaway, and fuck, some of them were hilarious. Like, they'd be telling their stories, and then it'd cut to this close-up shot of them laying in bed pulling a hilarious face. And then there'd be, like, some cheap eBay Halloween costume that'd walk in and get up in their face. I don't know why you wanted to do this angle. Like, you're pretty close to me, and, like, I can smell you a little bit.
No, it's all about the angles.
Okay, then, should I keep going with the thing?
Tell me about the sleep paralysis, boy.
Okay, well, as I was saying, I was laying in my bed, and I was pulling this stupid face, and I can't move, like I said. My limbs are all seized up because my nerve systems are on lockdown or some shit. And I look over, and it's my housemate, and he's wearing one of those, you know, those morph suits you get off eBay. He's the kind of guy who always has to be, like, the center of attention. He's just come back from a house party, and he's wearing those, you know, those glowy bracelets, and he just starts shotgunning beers in my room, and the beer's going everywhere, and he's just standing over me and dripping beer onto me, and I can smell the morph suit, like the years of just accumulated beer and sweat on it.
Ow! You just hit me in the face! What?
You just dropped it on my fucking head. Can we just do this like a normal interview? Can we just sit you in the fucking chair, right? And just have you stay there and not knock me out with your fucking camera equipment? Does that sound alright? So yeah, as I was saying, I was laying on my bed and my housemate's just yelling, eat, sleep, rave, repeat into my face over and over again. And I couldn't kick myself out of it. So I said, Jesus help me. And then he passed out on my bed. And now I'm a Christian. That's about as scientific as I can make it. That's about it for this review. Before this ends, I just wanted to say something quickly. It seems that shorter videos are favored on YouTube. And I don't want to do shorter videos. You know, I want to put in the effort that I put into these videos. And I do still do them by myself. I tried to find a partner, but I haven't as yet. And some of my reviews are 30 minutes long, and perhaps I should make them shorter, but I still want to put the same amount of effort into them as I do now, which means I can't get them out every week, which seems to mean that they don't show up in many searches, or I'm not sure the logistics of how it works, and if I'm getting misrepresenting information, tell me in the comments. I was going to ask if anyone would be willing to share this from their Facebook or their Twitter, or, you know, plug it somewhere if they're a fan. And if you screenshot that plug, can you please send it to me on the Creepskates Facebook? The link to that is in the description. If you do that, I'll pick a winner out of everyone who sends in a screenshot, and that winner will get to write a review with me, and they'll also get a prop. Perhaps not the morph suit covered in beer, but a prop that I've used on this channel at some point. Love you all. Peace. Everyone, give Jack a round of applause for his first time on Creepskates. My boy Jack. Douse me. Oh, beer stings when it goes in your eyes. Fuck. Oh. Why do I write these things? Why do I have these ideas? Oh, it's in my eyes. Can you get me the thing? The towel or whatever, the pillowcase?
Where is it?
I don't know. I can't fucking see shit. Oh, you can't see shit either because you're in the morphing. Do we have to do this angle? Like, you're pretty close to me and I feel like the camera's gonna fall on me.
No, it's all about the angles.
I could smell you. You just dropped your fucking camera on my face. Do you want the footage or not? I'm serious, motherfucker.
That was good.
Oh, that's gonna be a fucking bruise, dog. This face, it makes me money. I have a face mask every day, I drink cucumber water, and I get my fucking beauty sleep. And you just dropped a fucking camera on my face. Dog? Can you dig how that's... I need this face to make money, bruh. I need it unscarred. That's how I make my money, dude. That's how I, like, get all of my cash.
This is what we should have done, test run.
Go ahead. Shit. I fucking spilled it everywhere. Dude, you fucking drenched me.
I told you that's what happened.
That went everywhere. That covered me. That hit the back wall. Thanks so much for filming and helping me out today. This is Jack's first time on Creepskates. This is him helping us out with big favors. Thanks, mate.
Anytime.
We're now accepting submissions of horror flash fiction under 1,500 words that will feature in a horror fiction podcast on the channel periodically. If you're interested in finding out more, there's a link in the description. Alternatively, if you've got a true paranormal story, we're putting together a segment compiling viewer-submitted ghost stories. Follow the link on the screen to an instructional video detailing how to submit your story.